if you are watching right now, this is the replay. We are no longer live, but welcome. Today I am going to show you how to make a dust bag, and not only make a dust bag, customize it to whatever size bag you're making, whether it's tall, short, a wallet. We're going to do 3 different size bags, well, 2 bags, and then I'm going to show you a wallet. I'm going to give you a formula that will work every single time. All you have to do is plug in some numbers, do a little bit of addition, and you'll be able to make it. I'm going to wait for my TikTok friends to jump on, and then we'll get started. Hi, you guys. Happy Thursday. Hi, welcome. Today we're going to be making dust bags. So I'm going to show you, happy Thursday, Amber. I'm going to show you how to make a dust bag, which will work for any size bag. There is a formula that I have created and it has worked for me, so I wanted to share it with you guys as well. I know that there are a couple of patterns that you can purchase where you plug in measurements and then it tells you what size to cut your fabric. I'm not going to say that it's like a workaround, because if you want to buy that pattern, buy that pattern. Happy Thursday, Deborah, but I'm going to show you what I use to make my dust bags. And then I'm going to show you how to customize those if you sell bags and you want to make dust bags and ship out for free. I'm going to show you how you can customize them with your name or your logo. Even if you don't sell bags, if you want to do like a whole bunch of these for Christmas presents, I can show you how to customize it with a message and send it to all of whomever is getting your gifts. Hey, Just Mammy. So let's jump in. This is a smaller size bag. This is my Aries bag. So when I came up with this formula, I wanted to try the formula on different size bags just to make sure that it works, and it does. So I'm going to show you the formula. This video will be saved to my YouTube. Hey, Barb. Hey, Janice. So that you can come back and reference it. I'm going to have all of the measurements in the YouTube description, as well as where I buy certain things to customize my bag. So I'm going to show you the pattern, and then we're going to just jump in and get started. Hey, Janice. So you need 2 measurements. You need the height and you need the width of the fabric. So we're going to start with the big B. You're going to cut out 2 pieces of fabric. I use flannel. I think I found like a really good sale at Joann's and I got some. So you need the width and then you need the height. And here's how you get those measurements. For the height, you are going to take, so you're going to first measure your bag, and then you're going to write down the measurements of the height, write down the measurements of the width and the depth. So the height of this bag, where's my ruler, is a little over 10 inches. I'm just going to write 10. So that's going to go up here with height. The width of the bag is this right here. Now it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom, so you want to take the widest part of the bag, which is 14.5 inches. So I'm just going to round up to 15. And that is going to be written where your width is. And then you need the depth. The depth is this right here. Again, the top is smaller, the bottom is wider, so we're going to take the widest measurement. In this case, it is like 4.5, so we'll just go 5. So here are our measurements for the big B. The height is 10, the width is 15, and the depth is 5. We're going to plug those numbers into the formula. We're going to get the height, and then we're going to get the width. So right here, we're going to put in 10. Then we're going to do 1.5 depth. So the depth is 5. Half of that is 2.5. So 1.5 is 7.5. I know that might sound a little confusing, but you can also use a calculator. You would just put in the depth 5 times 1.5, and then we're going to add 2. So I'm just going to plug those numbers in. 10 plus 7.5 plus 2 equals 19.5. So Here is the formula. Here's where I plugged in my numbers. So the height of the material is 19.5, and then I'm going to do the width. 15 plus 5 plus 2 equals 17. This one's a little bit easier. So the width plus the depth plus 2 inches. 15 is the width, 5 is our depth, and then 2. And then we're going to do our drawstring, because all this is just a drawstring bag. We're going to do the width times 2 plus 6 inches. The width is 15 times 2 is 30 plus 6 equals 36 inches. So here's our measurements. We would cut the height of our material 19.5 inches, and then we would cut the width of our material 17 inches, and then we would get twine that is 36 inches. So I'm going to I wanted to show you how to do this. The first one, I'm going to do 3 items. I'm going to do 2 bags. Oh shucks, it's not. I'm sorry. It's 7:22. I don't know why I don't have my glasses on. Yes, sorry. This is 22, not 17. Thank you. 7 plus 15. Hi, Leslie. Okay, so those are our measurements. 19.5 tall, 22 wide, and then 36 inches of twine. That's how you do the formula. And then I'm going to show you how to sew it. Super easy. Let me get my sewing machine together. Sorry, I know that was kind of boring and probably a little winded, but I wanted to just share that, especially because I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube. So I wanted to see people to see how it's done. Hi Denise, we are making dust bags today. If you were with me on Tuesday, remember when I was struggling with my bobbin, I found a little staple in my bobbin case. Okay, so we have our 2 pieces of fabric. We are going to match them right sides together. Let me just get it lined up. So all this is just a drawstring bag. So if you didn't want to make a dust bag, if you wanted to make an actual bag, you could use this pattern. Okay, first we are going to mark down 2 inches from the top on each side. And this is where we are going to start stopping, and then we're going to sew along the bottom and back up, and then we're going to stop sewing at that 2-inch mark. Hi Tina. I'm going to pin mine together. You can clip yours, whatever you want to do. I don't recommend sewing over pins, but I do it. Hey Georgina. Long time no see. How's everybody's Thursday going? Okay. Let me get my settings together. I need to lower my tension. Trivia with the girls. Oh, fun. Have fun, Deanie. Hi. It's good. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, raining all day. That sucks. Okay. So here's what we're looking like. We're going to start sewing at the 2-inch mark. So down, across, and then back up. And then we're going to stop sewing at that 2-inch mark. Hopefully not poking myself. And then we're going to sew with a 3/4 inch seam allowance, which seems a little big. It is. Uh-oh. But there's a reason for it. Oh no, not again. Getting ready for the winter already. Getting cold outside. I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm in Hawaii. This is flannel. I like to use flannel because it doesn't fray a whole lot. You can serge the edges of yours together before you start this project if you don't want any kind of fray, or if you use like a cotton or some other material that does fray. Okay, there we go. Hey, Janie. All right, so we're gonna start sewing. 3/4 inch seam allowance. I'm gonna turn on my iron. Actually, I think this is more of like a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Either one will work. We're supposed to get our first frost tonight. I'm going to be in Ohio in a couple of weeks, and I know it's getting chilly up there. I'm so excited about it. This is, hey Molly, this is a Juki 1181. Take out my pins. You could also zigzag stitch all the way around if you are worried about fraying. But again, flannel, it doesn't really fray that bad. It's a great machine. We turned our heat on first time last night in Rhode Island. Nice. Where are we going in Ohio? Ask me that question in like 5 minutes. Let me think about it. I forgot. It's where my husband's from. Okay, so now what we're going to do, here you can see the little mark that I made 2 inches down. What we're going to do is fold, following the seam allowance, up the edge, the top edge, on both sides, and then I'm going to press it with my iron. You only need the top folded because that's the part where it's not sewn together. Everything else is sewn together. So we're going to take this side seam following our seam allowance all the way up and then press this down on both sides. And that's going to give us a finished edge for our tunnel where we are going to put the drawstring. So it's just pressed up like that. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. There we go. So there's one side, there's the other side, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. Follow that seam allowance, which is why you want a larger seam allowance so that you get a nice fold. We are making a dust bag, which is just a drawstring bag. So it can be used, this pattern can be used for a dust bag, or if you want to make a drawstring bag, you can use the same pattern. Okay, so we have our edges folded over. And then now we're going to go ahead and create our tunnel. So we have 2 separate pieces that are unsewn. Remember, this is our 2-inch mark. So you want to lay it flat, and then we're going to fold this over so that the top meets our the end of our seam line. Remember where we sewed down 2 inches? And then I'm going to go ahead and press that in place. You can use pins if you want. Pressing is just a little easier for me. And this is going to be the tunnel where our drawstring is going to run through. So that's what it looks like on one side. And then because we folded this edge, we now have a nice finished edge for our twine or whatever we're going to use as our drawstring. Hi Vivian. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So with the top folded, we're going to fold this down. press it or pin it. There we go. So this is what it's looking like. So our string is going to go through the tunnel all the way around and then out this side. So now what we're going to do is just sew along the bottom of this fold. I use like a 1/4 inch seam allowance, 3/8 inch seam allowance. I go kind of close to the fold or the bottom. And we're just sewing that folded tunnel down. I like to back stitch over these sides just to reinforce it. And then just keep going all the way around. They come together really quickly. Like I'm talking through the first one, but you'll see on the next one how quickly they come together. We're gonna do one for this big bead. I'm also gonna do one for a Lola to show you how it looks when you have a really drastically different size. The Lola is really thin on the top and really thick on the bottom. So if you have a purse or something that you want to make a dust bag for that has a drastic difference, I'll show you what it looks like. And then we're going to do a wallet. I haven't made one of these since I was like 13. I know, right? When I was doing this, I was like, man, home ec is kicking in. I'm going to clip my thread where I started. Now with flannel, you do not want to singe the end of it because it will leave a burn mark. I'm ready for some cooler weather. I know. And that's it. I'm going to trim the corner of the bottoms just to get the extra fabric out of there. And then we're going to turn it right side out. So all I did was sew along the bottom. We have that finished tunnel because we folded over to match the side seam. And then we have the same thing on the other side. So we're going to turn it right side out. That's exactly what I thought of, yeah. I think the only thing we did in home ec was a drawstring bag. I think we did a pillowcase, and I remember brownies for sure. We made brownies. That was probably my favorite day. Alright, so here's what it looks like when you turn it right side out. The fold is going to be on the interior. And then now we're going to put the drawstring in. So if you're watching this back on the replay, I'll link where I bought this. I got it from Amazon, and I know it was less than $10, and there's a ton of it here. Alright, where's my twine? So my pattern formula is the width of the bag, which is this, the top, times 2 plus 6. So the width of the bag was 15. So we got 15, and then we're going to add 6. And then what I'm going to do is there's a couple of different tools that you can buy that helps with running line or elastic or anything through. I'm just going to use the good old home ec safety pin. So I just put a knot on the end of it. I'm going to run the safety pin through the knot. I may have made that knot a little tight. There we go. And then we're going to run it through our little tunnel. Safety pin for the win. That's cheap. I'm going to have it on hand. And then when we get to the side, we're just going to come out one hole and then go right back in the other one. And then keep going. Hi. The best thing I learned in that class. Yeah. I mean, you can use it, make it bigger, use it for a laundry bag. Make one, you know how like a lot of the hotel rooms have one for your hair dryer? You can put like your hair dryer, flat iron. All right, now I'm gonna take out the knot. There's two ways that you can do this. You can either, you can knot one, knot the other, and call it a day. Or I like to just put them together and just do a knot. And then we're gonna put our bag in. I know what I did wrong. This was supposed to be the top. So this is the side, which will work. Might be a happy accident. The numbers were so close. It's not like it was 10 by 2. There we go. So I just sewed up the wrong side. I should have sewed this as the tunnel, but that's fine. This will work. So you have a little bit of extra room on the top because the tunnel was supposed to be up here, which would have reduced that by 2 inches. So here's one way to make a drawstring bag, and then I'll show you another one. So here's the Lola. And again, there's a big difference between the bottom and the top. I'm happy to hear that you got on vacation, but also, oh, I'll miss you guys too. It's okay. I mean, it can still be used. It's still functional. It's just the wrong way. All right, so let's do the wallet because it's a lot smaller. So you want to get the measurement for the height, the width, and the depth. You want to plug it into the formula and then cut out 2 pieces. So for this, you can do it a couple of different ways. What glue do I use? Like fabric glue, I use Fabri-Tac. You can make it to where the drawstring goes on the top. I actually like making these where they are standing up like this. So we're gonna go ahead and sew these together. Everything is the same thing. Just start by marking 2 inches down from the top. Pinning or clipping it together, right sides together. I need the iron to stay on. No one will know. No one will know. I'll probably use that on my vacation when I'm packing stuff. Okay, so we have it pinned together, our marks 2 inches down from the top, and then we're going to start sewing here across the bottom and then stopping at that 2-inch mark with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Alright, so we're going to press open the top following that seam allowance. On both sides. There we go. So that's going to give us the finished edge in our tunnels. And then we're going to fold down 1 inch so that the top of the fabric meets where we stopped sewing the side. And then iron that down, and then do the same thing on the other side. Hello, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Hi, Yvonne. I have no idea what you're making. Okay, thanks. I'm making a dust bag. Okay, so we have our tunnel created for our twine, and then now I'm just going to sew all the way around with about 1/4 of an inch on the bottom. Gonna back stitch over my sides that we have folded. And then keep going. Good, Christy. Back stitch on my sides. Gonna clip my thread where I started. Okay, so our little dust bag for our wallet is all done. I'm going to clip my corners. And then again, if you are using a fabric that will fray a lot, you can just zigzag your edges all the way around, starting where the fold is. The flannel, like I said, doesn't fray that badly. Will these be part of your bags? Yeah, so if you purchase a bag or a wallet, there's an option now where you can include a dust bag. It's an additional charge. I decided that if you're doing a custom order that includes at least a bag and a wallet, then I'll do a dust bag for free. So here we go. Here is our little dust bag for our wallet. It looks like on the inside. Our little tunnels have finished edges. And then we're going to do 2 times the width. So you can measure it or you can just eyeball it. So there's 1, there's 2, and then we're going to do an extra 6 inches. Knot off one edge. Grab my little safety pin and then run it through that tunnel. I think these will be super cute as gift bags, 100%. Yep. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to show you a way that you can customize them. There we go. Take off my safety pin. I'm going to unknot this and then knot both of them together. Hi, Evelyn. This live will be up on my YouTube later today if you want to rewatch it, or if you want to go back to reference the formula or anything else. And then I'll have listed where I've bought my flannel, where I've bought my twine. So there we go. That's a little drawstring bag, and you can either just pull it all one way, and you can even add a little knot right here, or a slip knot, so that it's easy to come out. Or you can pull both sides and then do the same thing. You can either add a knot or just leave it like this. But this will fit a wallet perfectly. So the formula will work. Every time I've used it, it's worked every single time. So if you use that formula, you can make a dust bag for any size or shape bag. I haven't said anything in 6 years. Slowly I'm burying my sewing machine. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to customize it. So years ago, I had a stamp made from Etsy. So here's what the stamp looks like. It just has my logo, my name, and my website. And I will link in the YouTube where I purchased this from. I know it was less than $50. And then I have this little ink pad that I got from Amazon, which I know is less than $10. And I've been using this for at least 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 years. And I've never had to replace the ink pad or the stamp. So what you can do is you can purchase a stamp. If you have your own business, you can get any size, you can add your logo, and then you can customize your dust bags, making sure that it's nice and flat. This ink pad is old, so it's not super strong. If yours is brand new, I would recommend putting like a piece of paper inside of it so that the ink won't leak through. Mine's, like I said, super old. Mine's not going to take a lot of time to dry because, like I said, it's super old. I can put a drawstring. Pull from each side. Yep, you sure can. There's a ton of different ways to do it. But then you can customize it. Like I said, if you make your own bags to sell, get a stamp. I used to purchase these from a supplier, and I want to say it was about at least $2 per bag. And they would make it, and they would, I think they would probably just screen print my logo. I mean, over 4 years, spending $60 customize, and I actually use this for my boxes. So whenever I box up an order, I usually add my logo to the outside of the cardboard box. So I mean, this stamp is an amazing investment, and if you think over 4 years, it's less than $10 well, it's about $12 a year for a $50 stamp. And then I'll continue to be able to use it, so the depreciation. But if you wanted to get a stamp, you can probably buy a pre-made one for a lot less that says like Merry Christmas. You can buy little stamps with Christmas trees if you want to use these for little gift bags. You can use a magic marker or a Sharpie, and you can write a note on it. I would recommend writing a note on the fabric before you sew it up. That way you can just make sure that it's not going to bleed through, give it time to dry, and then you can go ahead and sew up your bag. I mean, this sky is literally the limit. So here's one that we just did for the Becca, or the Big B, sideways. And then let me go ahead and do one for the Lola. And I need to make sure that my measurements are right. So this is 20 inches. The width is 10. So 6, 10, 6, 9, 10, 9, 21. Okay, so this is going to be the top of my bag. So I'm going to go ahead, mark down 2 inches. Make sure my fabric is right sides together, pin them. And if you use these as Christmas gifts, I mean, for somebody in your family, like your kids, brother, sister, husband, wife, you can reuse them for the next year. So it's not as wasteful as wrapping paper. And you can start like a family tradition. You can have your kids, make some for your kids, have them decorate them. And then you can use those every year. I don't know. Put my thread out. Cassie. The thread is looped around the needle. Let me just re-thread. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start sewing 2 inches from the top. Half-inch seam allowance. A seam allowance just means the space from the edge of the fabric where you're sewing. So we're doing a 1/2 inch from the edge to where our stitch line is. That's where you get the stamp from. It's an Etsy store. I'm going to have the business linked in my YouTube when I upload this. So I'm going to upload this video later so people can come back and reference it. I'll have where I get my material, my twine, the stamp, the ink pad. I'll have a link so that you can purchase any of those items. I can't remember off the top of my head where I got it from. And my Etsy app is on that phone. All right, fold open our sides, iron them down. Our side seams are just pressed open, and then we're going to fold down the top 1 inch to make our tunnel. Then I'm just going to press that in place. Oh, you're welcome. I'm making dust bags or drawstring bags, which can also be used as like gift bags for Christmas or birthday. So it's a drawstring bag, but essentially it's dust bags for handbags. All right, so we have this one folded over and folded down, and then now we're going to do the same thing to this side. All right, then we're going to sew that together. I like to start right around the side so that I can sew these down, and then I'm going to back stitch. And I'm going to use about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And just turn as I go. Back stitch on the sides. Trim my thread where I started. done. Trim the excess fabric in my bottom corners. Turn it right side out. So that's what it looks like without the twine. And then now I'm just going to do 2 times the width plus 6. So I'm just going to run it right along the top. 1, 2, and then go 6 inches. Just looked at your TikToks. Oh, thanks. Tie a knot, grab my little safety pin, run that through, and then run it through my little tunnel. So I'm making that for this bag, and I'm going to add my logo to it. That way I'll just have a bag available if somebody orders one. Alright, we're coming through where we started. Take off my safety pin and tie my little knot. There we go. And then tie the 2 ends together in a knot. You could double knot it also. And that is our drawstring bag. Sit our little Lola in there. And then again, you can pull through one side or you can pull both sides out. What you could also do is you can mark the edges, and you can, while it's turned inside out, you can go ahead and sew along the side. And that way it'll make it a lot more snug. I like mine a little bit bigger. I could throw in a wallet with this if I wanted to. Like if I have a matching bag and wallet, I could throw the wallet in and keep it together. But that's how you make a little drawstring bag. And then go ahead and add my logo to the center. Oh no, I just touched the ink pad. Make sure it's nice and flat. There's no debris. That's it. There is a customized dust bag for Lola. So I'm going to upload this to my YouTube later on today, and write down in the description where I get all of my stuff, my stamp, my ink pad, the twine, the flannel, and then I'm also going to write out the formula. So all you have to do is measure your bag, plug the numbers in, do a little addition, hopefully is better than mine, and come up with your pattern. Yeah, it's not so bad, only because it's 4 years old. So if I were to get a new ink pad, it would be a lot darker. But I kind of like it looks almost gray. You're welcome, Mona. I didn't even see you. How are you? So that's all I had to do today. We did one sideways, so you have a different look if you want to do a sideways. Let me see if it'll fit. Oh, it fits. It'll fit. It's just a little bit taller because I did the wrong one, but it'll fit widthwise. So we did one for a Big B, we did one for a Lola, and then we did one for a wallet. So the formula will work on all different sizes and shapes. All you have to do is measure your item and plug in the numbers. Thank you guys. So that's all that I had today. I'm going to run. I'll still be kind of around. Like I said, I'm off for the rest of the month. I may try to squeeze in 1 or 2 lives in between there. I can't promise anything, but I'm coming out with a new style next Thursday or Friday. If you're in my Facebook group, then I'll make a post and let you guys know exactly when they'll be available. But it's a brand new style of bag. I showed it to my subscribers only yesterday. I think they all loved it. So I can't wait to show it to all of you guys. So I'll have a preview sometime over the weekend to my Facebook group. Thanks, Just Mammy. No more sub lives. Stop for the rest of the month. The rest of the month I'm not going to be doing any more lives because I'm on vacation. But I'm going to try to sneak one in because we're doing a staycation for some of the time, and then we're going off island for some of the time. So during the staycation, I'll try to get one in. Thanks, Georgina. Thanks, Susan. All right, I hope you guys have a great weekend and rest of the month, and I will see you guys November for sure, but hopefully before then. Can I hint if it's a small? It's a medium-sized bag. Bye, you guys.